All right, so it was a Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, rainy, Midtown Manhattan, near Bryant Park. I walk into a cafe. There's a medium height woman, nice long dark hair. She sees me walk in, and then she immediately turns around and started organizing the very important empty bottles that were behind her, which she kept doing for 2 whole minutes. And I stood at the register with my menu in hand, waiting, and nothing, silence. Finally, I left the cafe, thinking, what am I gonna do now? She pushed me out of this cafe without saying a word. So I went next door to another cafe. There was a nice Indian man there, but he was also silent. And I thought, oh, good Lord, what's gonna happen here? How am I gonna order in this town? But he looked at me, didn't say a word, and he just smiled and warmly waited. Totally different energy. And I said, oh, could I have X, Y, Z? He said, sure. Then he talked to me. I ate my lunch. 2 cafes, 2 completely different outcomes, driven by 2 energy choices. In one, it was a push. The other one was a pull, inviting. And there were no words involved. What if the thing that would make the biggest difference to transforming your relationships, your team, your business, your community, had less to do with the words that you use and more to do with the energy that you choose in any given moment? That's push and pull. So we're awash in push, aren't we? Anyone got an Apple Watch? Is it beeping right now? What you got, huh? You got emails coming at you. Another LinkedIn notification. Something very important. We want your feedback. Please give us your feedback. Does it feel like inviting? What do you want to do? It's like, let's just stop already, right? It's pushing you away. And our society has more of that than ever. So as human beings, what does it mean for us? What's the implication for our lives? You know, I think about the cafe situation, and I think about some other situations, like you go to the doctor. You ever had a doctor that didn't really listen to you and then prescribed something and you're thinking, is this really what I need? I just don't have any confidence this is gonna get fixed. Or maybe you had a manager who talked about an open door policy and asked questions because they went to the active listening training, right? But they didn't feel like questions. Like, for example, I love this one. You're gonna finish that report by Friday, right? Now, I used to be a lawyer too. I'm still a lawyer, don't tell anybody. Right? Oh, you're gonna wear that to the party? That's a question, but I would call that passive aggressive. So we can ask lots of questions and be pushing the entire time. And the research shows, both big research and my own company's research, looking at tens of thousands of leaders' data, that one of the most important and missed behavioral choices that people overestimate the amount of time that they're actually pulling. They're pushing. They're pushing because they're afraid. They're pushing because they feel like they don't have time. So they might be using the right words, but the energy is repelling people. And then they wonder why no one walks through the threshold of their office. But this day, this time we live in, we need to be collaborating more than ever. We got big problems out there. What happens when 2 sides just keep pushing at each other? Eventually, there's combustion. And we see it outside these doors today, in our society, in our businesses, engagement dropping, losing your best people. And it's so funny, you know, there's so many complex solutions for everything. What's your personality type? And when I work with a leader on a team and things aren't working, there's dysfunction, it almost always comes down to some simple thing, an energy choice in that moment, where instead of pushing, they make some space. They give it a moment. They ask a question and actually listen. And they pull some more. The seed of every act of leadership, every relationship, the seed of building trust, which is, of course, the coin of the realm in getting anything done, the seed of every creation that's worth anything starts with an energy choice. And so that's why I challenge us to observe. If you work with leaders and they're having trouble with their communication, try observing them in a meeting. Are they pushing with those questions? With their energy, with their eyes, their body language? Or are they inviting people to open up, to join, to come closer, to dance? Because if they're pushing people away, you know what the problem is. So I'll leave you with this idea. Each one of us is a gift, and we have many gifts. And they're not apparent to everybody. It sometimes takes a long time to see what's inside, but they're beautiful, they're powerful. My spirit, my heart, my intelligence, my experience, my courage, my creativity. You're never going to get this from me if you're pushing at me. I can't even offer it to you. And if you took it, you wouldn't know what to do with it. You'd throw it back at me. But if you pull, I might trust you enough to give it to you. And if you keep pulling, you're going to open it. And if you keep pulling, you might actually see a little bit of what's inside and see what our true potential is together. Each one of us has this. So my challenge to you is, where could you pull instead of push? It only takes a smile. It takes a moment and some warmth and a question and some pause. But here's the thing. Pull will attract things that you could never imagine, opportunities that you could never imagine beforehand. And it may change you, and it might also change the world. So let's find out what the gifts are that are right in front of us. Thank you very much.